Okay, so the first mixture that I'm going to do is the black. As I told you, I'm living life on the edge. And we need a lot because I don't think I have any 10 by 10s left. So I think I'm gonna have to do a 12 by 12, which means you need a ton of paint. So I actually think I need more than that. You can kind of see. So my parents live in this retirement community and they have flavored water, really yummy, like spa water. And they get it out of these cups. So my dad saves all of these cups for me and washes them out and then brings them here for me to use for mixing paints. Anyway, this is what I use, Floetrol. I kind of shook it up a little, but I'll do it again. So you saw the amount of paint in here that I've got. This is, again, the heavy body. And here comes the Floetrol. People are sometimes shocked at how much I use. And a bunch of dirty sticks. Anyway. But when you're doing these, specifically the Dutch pours, the paint needs to be what they say, the consistency of hot honey. So you don't want it to be like water, but you want it to be pretty much a step away from water. So if you get it too thin, then it's gonna be dripping off of the stick with no, it's gonna just drip like in droplets. You don't want it that thin. You want it still to have that little bit of stretchiness to it. All right, so I've mixed that in. We've kind of probably almost tripled the amount of paint I have in there. Specifically with that, I'm actually gonna put a little more in. I just do this totally randomly. And I have gotten lucky in that, well, with white at least, I haven't had really crappy paint doing it this way, so I don't measure. Now, as you'll see, I have my favorite little Pyrex thing here. I use water in my mixtures as well as Floetrol. And that is because I almost always do Dutch pour and the consistency just doesn't get thin enough with the Floetrol. It's just not thin enough. So if you haven't used water in your mixtures, realize that it doesn't like to mix in with the Floetrol at all. It's kind of that whole oil and water thing, I think. So you have to just kind of do a lot of stirring. I think Deepak and I had talked about this, I know that he uses mainly always the paints from Primal Flow that you don't have to mix. But there's something kind of satisfying about mixing up this heavy body paint into a formula that is so thin. And it takes a long time, but it's just so, I don't know, maybe I have, demons I haven't dealt with or something, but it's just, you let out a little frustration, stir for 5 hours for 1 cup, All right, so now you're thinking I've poured probably 2 tablespoons of water and a huge amount of flow in there. And I'm not getting, this is not thin enough at all, So I need to put some more water in. That's probably about 2 teaspoons more. The big thing is you kind of just need to make sure that you don't pour in huge bits of water because then you get to where you have to go back and put more paint, more Floetrol, and more water in. So if you do it a couple teaspoons at a time after that first kind of tablespoon dump, that's the smartest thing, even smaller than a teaspoon. Sometimes it's like just a little drop. All right, we're getting to that point now where this is looking like hot honey. Remember, hot honey, not normal honey. We want it to be just like perfectly thin. All right, so that's how I mix the paint. Okay, guys, so it's been a little while and I have finished all the different paints. So I'll just show you, this is a light yellow. I mixed it actually with white because I always lose my colors in black. Black just kind of eats up color, so mixed with a little bit of white Floetrol and water. This is a mixture of the Primal Flow white and what is this? Seafoam. I sucker for seafoam. Anyway, again, looking like honey, right? These ones are a little thicker than the black, but not much. Okay, this one is like a light violet color, same thing. This was a thick paint, a heavy body paint. This is a mixture of white and red, the Primal Flow, just to get a pink. That might still be too dark, but you know what? I'm not gonna worry about it. I found a 10 by 10 also. Okay, and here's the black. I'm just gonna make sure it's thickened up, so we're gonna put a little more water in there. Again, like a teaspoon, just to kind of liven up itself here. Did you like that? I was doing some Bob Marley there. Okay, let's see. All right, cool. So these are all done. I don't know how many of you do this. I do this here, these little push pins covered in paint to keep my, actually you can use them to level, which I don't know if you guys know, my house is old, so it's kind of on a slant. Anyway, you can use them to level, but also the paint doesn't get stuck on the back. It just drips to the table. So there's no cleanup for the backs and stuff. All right, so I'm gonna go off because I just realized I don't have my hairdryer plugged in and all of that. And then we'll come back and do the actual pour. All right? Okay, so here we go. I also want to tell you, I sometimes use this in my paints, but I've mixed everything with that Primal Flow, which is pre-done with, I don't know, I feel like it has some oil in it, the way it responds. So first things we're gonna do is get this lovely black. So I don't work with black. I'm coming at this kind of behind. I don't know, a lot of things scare me. I don't do resin, I don't like to do black, you know, a little wimpy girl up here in Washington. Mainly it's because, oh crap, I think I've run out of black too. I'm gonna save some of that. Because you have to have so much on these white, I guess I could get I don't know, have any of you used black canvases before? Starting off with a black canvas might make black easier. Still, we're ungloved as per usual, which means I'm going to be washing my hands all day and looking like a zombie, but that's okay. Because you know what? Gloves are done. All right. I need a little bit from here. I hope you guys can see. I have this new doodad, which I love, but I could end up doing this whole video and being like, oh, I didn't really have it planned very well. All right, here we go. Now, as you can see, I poured enough on here that it would drip. I didn't really have to use any extra paint. You always have to leave a little bit, of course, for your pouring around once you get your colors on. So there's a bunch of different ways. Well, first I have my fire today. First we're gonna get the bubbles out. Oh, there's some little white something there too. That's nice. Okay, bubbles are gone, I think. Maybe one more time. Oh, they're totally not gone. All right, bubbles are out. So I showed you the colors. We've got this is like satanic Easter eggs going on with the black, I realized. Pastel, like a violet, a pink, yellow, aqua, and then I'm gonna be putting some white straight from the bottle in there. So I'm gonna start with the violet, and I'm just gonna do a dot today. I'm not gonna try to do any lines or anything. I like to start it not in the middle, so I kind of have a little room to blow it every which way. Oh, my old dog's getting off the couch. It's never a good sign. All right, pink's gonna go next just because it's kind of the matchy color to that. I'm gonna put a little white in. It's just because I can't not put white. Jeez. White is like my baby. Hi, doggies. All right, so I think what I'll do next is a little bit of aqua. I love that color. Hopefully it doesn't get lost in the black. All right, Satanic Easter egg is like coming together so well. Oh, so seasonable. You know, everybody needs a Satanic Easter egg. More white, because, you know. I'm going to take my fire and do some bubble pop in here, because you can see I didn't let my paint sit. I never do. No time for that. All right, so here comes the part that makes a Dutch pour. We're going to take the rest of the black. I'm going to put a big thick amount around the part I really want to blow over. And then just a little thin part. It's hard to see because it's black. So this part that I'm putting more paint on is where I'm going to blow into my color. Into my color puddle. So you need to just have it thicker on one side unless you plan to do it like all around. So here's my lovely hair dryer that's been through a lot. Let's just put it that way. When I first started, I used it on my hair and my paints, which was really lovely. All right, so here we go. This is gonna be loud. First thing I'm gonna do is blow this way, and you're gonna see what happens there. I do it on low heat, but high air. Okay, so that was the first blow. The paint goes over, all right? And now I'm gonna come behind and blow this way and probably out a little bit each way, and we'll see what happens. It's never exact. All right, so I'm gonna stop, even though I don't wanna stop, because the more you dry it, then you run into issues with mixture of the paints. We talked about that before. So here it's good. We've got, these paints didn't mix. We've got some really specific aqua yellow. White seems to have gone away. Definitely the violet here. Out here you can't really see the colors. I'm gonna just do a little bit of heat here. I might be able to get some lighter colors out of this black. Oh yeah, there's some. I'm really doing this specifically to try to get these light colors out, not to let the black take over anywhere. Where are you, light colors? Oh, there's some. Nice. I'm fast and easy with my fire. I think that's why I like doing this. Oh, look, so fast and easy, I'm running out of gas here. All right, so anyway, there you go. Once you do it, if you think it's not, you know, how I didn't get a lot of color on one side, I can kind of move it a little. Or if I think there's too much color, I do this whole thing where I blow with my mouth, which I don't know if you guys want to see it, but like this needs to be blown out. So I guess I'll do it. So if you blow it out like this, you need to remember to always be behind the paint and blow in the direction you want the spread to go. Never go right on top. You'll get a face full of paint, but also it doesn't do very much. Oh, there we go. A couple more cells. Sometimes I do whole paintings like that, so that would be fun to watch. All right, there we go. All done. Thanks.